Everything Dumbledore told me.
Then, of course, he sees Harry with kind of getting quite close with Hermione, and all this kind of paranoia and doubt, and yeah, so it just kind of erupts.
You think I don't know how this feels?
Oh, you don't know how it feels! Your parents are dead! You have no family!
Stop! Stop! Finally, go! Go then!
That fight, I mean, I remember that day and just thinking, wow, these guys really might hit each other. They really, it was a really intense scene. They did an incredible job.
I must ask you not to scream. It might provoke them!
But for us, this counts as a little light relief.
Cornish pixies?
Freshly caught Cornish pixies.
A Cornish pixie, what is that? It's a little sort of mischievous character. Looks quite sort of cuddly initially, you know, looks like you could be a nice pet.
Let's see what you make of them.
Working with that many special effects when there were all these pixies, Chris would be like, there's one behind you, there's one there, like, look up.
Get off me! Stop! Hold still!
I had false ears made for that sequence that had fishing wire attached through it. And then literally two guys with fishing rods either side, just off camera, would just sort of pull on the ears to make them look like they were being stretched. And then obviously they added the pixies on afterwards.
Oh, and another thing. These vicious little pixies should also be celebrated for giving Harry Potter one of its most enduring catchphrases.
Why is it always me?
I mean, he only ever says it once, but the amount of people that have asked me to sign photographs and books and say, can you write Why Is It Always Me?
So, you'll remember that mysterious stranger who saw off the foul Dementors.
Bye, bye, bye the light of the silvery moon.
Professor.
That was none other than Professor Lupin. Definitely one of the good guys, right? Well, in the Potterverse, even the good guys have a dark side.
Being turned into a werewolf was great. It was one of my dreams. It really was when I was a kid. It's not something I ever thought I would actually get to do in a major motion picture.
Behind the silvery moon.
It scared me, and it shut my kids up when we were watching it. Suddenly everything went quiet.
Remus, my old friend, have you taken your potion tonight? You know the man you truly are, Remus. This heart is where you truly live. This heart here.
I watched it again recently, and it's, you know, and it's something you can. It's very strange, actually. It's a little trippy to see your face transform in a matter of seconds into that of a wolf. But I was very pleased with it, of course.
Remus!
Werewolf was different to your more typical werewolves. It was very much a lithe, emaciated, slightly more sad creature. It was almost like this was an illness.
You know, there's still a lot of Lupin inside the werewolf, even when he's full-blown in all his ferocity. I think there's still something of the fragility, the frailty that Lupin has, something quite shabby and pathetic. I think it's quite nice to see a sickly werewolf, and I think that's, you know, it does encompass this pathetic quality that Lupin has.
Obviously he's scary, but I think there's something actually sadder about his appearance than being scared of him, and obviously that's, you know, what Hermione picks up on, is that there's someone very human inside that sort of creature.
Professor Lupin. You're a really good teacher, Harry.
This is a moment that broke teenage hearts all over the world.
Mistletoe.
Probably full of nargles, though.
What are nargles?
No idea.
That's so exciting!
amazing. I was so excited for the first kiss. I was in a really big cinema when I saw it, and there was just a collective when he did it. I think it was just because it was like Harry Potter being sexualized, which was just too much.
I remember that all the other kids were outside sort of watching on the monitors, and I think I got the mick taken out of me a little bit. '80s, very beautiful, and so that was kind of, you know, that was quite, well, you know, that's fun. It's a nice part of your job as an actor. Occasionally you get to kiss very attractive women.
For any Harry Potter fan, this moment is the equivalent of the Big Bang, the point at which the entire Potterverse began.
Professor Dumbledore, sir. Professor McGonagall.
It just so feels like the beginning of something big and the beginning of something really important.
This boy will be famous. There won't be a child in our world who doesn't know his name.
Exactly.
Professor McGonagall says there isn't a child in the world who isn't going to know the name of Harry Potter. And that's very spooky, because she couldn't have been more right.
No one would have given you good odds on that becoming true. You know, the book was too long, it was uncommercial, it was about a boarding school. There were so many, oh no, that won't work, about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And these were things said by publishing experts. So no, I would have been crazy to think that literally would become true.
Good luck, Harry Potter.
More than 2,000 people worked on each and every Potter film. It's no wonder they created so many memorable moments.
When Dobby died, I was a mess. When Dobby died, I cried.
On the count of 3.
Welcome back to the 50 greatest Harry Potter moments.
Hold tight, Harry. 1.
Now, before we continue to fly up the chart, let's enjoy one of the magical ingredients that helped build its success. The celebrity cameos.
Cast ourselves into the future. No, wait.
Hello. How are you? Welcome to Gryffindor.
I think it just shows the respect for the films and for the work that the acting profession have, that you get people like John Cleese coming in to do Nearly Headless Nick.
Cameos that I love, Ian Brown, drinking in the leaky cauldron, fantastic. I love Lenny Henry's Sat Nav.
Ernie, 2 double-deckers at 12 o'clock.
Half the guys at Radiohead and Jarvis Cocker is the lead singer, which is a pretty cool band to watch.
Your body like a hairy toe, learning to rock and roll.
To come to work and just dance around to Jarvis Cocker was just unbelievable. I mean, how many people can say that's their job? It's brilliant.
But for me, it's Dawn French that steals the show as the protector of the Gryffindor common room.
The first time we saw that was just before we filmed it, and they showed us a brief clip of what she'd done, and I was laughing so much. How she's trying to break the glass and just shatters it on the corner. It's fantastic.
Amazing! Just with my voice!
When I played the part of, and I'm always delighted that this was her name, the Fat Lady.
Oh, he's like the devil! He's got...
I had to work with a hippopotamus. The owner gave me a little talking to before the hippopotamus came on the set and said, if it starts to foam, it's because it's attracted to you in a sexual way.
Sirius Black!
So I was looking out all the time for foam. There was none. And then, strangely, I got quite disappointed that I wasn't attractive enough for the hippopotamus to get turned on. So it was a day of disappointments, the whole thing.
You'll be a woman.
pushing her come down the stairs, and yeah, and it's just like, wow, who's she really?
Millions of people said she's suddenly a woman, she's suddenly beautiful, she's changed, and it wasn't a trick, and it wasn't a dress, and it wasn't a hairstyle. It was the fact that, like would happen with your own daughter, suddenly, you know, Emma Watson was no longer a girl.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah, she does.
It's almost like a transformation. It's where everyone really sees her in a different light, and everyone realizes that she's actually quite beautiful. And I think it's an important moment for her as a young woman.
Excellent nosh, Petunia.
I first met the directors Alfonso Cuarón, and our conversation was not so much about acting ability or anything. It was about, are you up for a stunt? He wanted someone who was prepared to suffer. And I, fool that I am, was prepared to suffer.
Actually, it's nothing to do with the father. It's all to do with the mother. You see it all the time with dogs. If there's something wrong with the bitch, then there's something wrong with the pup. Shut up! Shut up! Let me tell you.
So, let the suffering begin.
2 layers of latex, which have to be airtight, into which compressed air is fired. And I reached the point where I was unable to walk because I was as wide across as I was high, and I had to be wheeled around on a very large porter's trolley.
Vernon, do something!
I couldn't go to the loo. So I had to stop drinking halfway through my makeup in the morning and dehydrate to the point where I could no longer stand it, and then drink and then put my hand up at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which involved a 15 to 20 minute de-rig to get me to the loo. It was torture.
Whoa, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait.
Our next moment is a real hoot. Sorry. 4 Privet Drive, home to the dastardly Dursleys, the magic-denying muggles who do all they can to prevent Harry from attending Hogwarts.
There's no such thing as magic. Fine day, Sunday. In my opinion, best day of the week. Why is that, Dudley?
Because there's no post on Sundays.
Right you are, Harry. No post on Sunday. Ha! No blasted letters today!
What's brilliant about the Owl delivery service, which is alerting Harry and the Dursleys that actually he's got to go to Hogwarts, is the relentlessness of it.
No letters today! No, sir. Not one blasted miserable...
Harry's got no idea what those letters are about, but he just knows it's some immense possibility. And the fact that in the end they get so overwhelmed by them is just fantastic.
That's it! We're going away! Far away!
Daddy's gone mad, hasn't he?
Cedric's death was horrifying to watch.
Let me through!
Let me through! That's my son! That's my boy!
Oh, it was horrendous. I mean, just watching it was just this man's heart breaking in front of you as he realised his son was dead.
Jeff Rawle, he gave it an almighty performance when after, you know, it was getting us a little bit teary. Even Draco was getting close to tears thanks to Jeff.
Obviously, the fact that he's so young and had so much potential, it's sort of awful.
Well, it was the first time a main character, a good guy, had died, and it was very real. And I think that was when Harry Potter really grew up. That was when we suddenly realised that this is war.